Hey everybody, it's Space Coast down here on December the 3rd at Melbourne Beach. Kind of a cloudy sunrise, so it's keeping it cooler at the beach. We're all set up. We've already caught fish. And here's the setup today. Looking down the beach. You can see the tower in the background, so you know kind of where I'm at down here at Melbourne. Down here at Melbourne Beach, across from the fire station, you can see the tower in the background. Just caught a nice 12, 13-inch whitings, the first fish of the day, with sunrise coming. It's about 6:45 right now, so I'm getting lots of bites. I think we might have a pretty good day today. Just measuring out that first whiting, you see right down here is 13 inches, so that's a decent whiting. We're going to bag this guy up and get back to fishing. Just caught another whiting, so the whiting bite is happening down here at Melbourne Beach on the 3rd of December, using shrimp flavored fish bites, tipped with small sand fleas is what seems to be doing the trick. Brought my rain gear today. Doesn't look like I'm going to need it because this storm pouring some pretty good rain out there out over the ocean, but it looks like it's going to move south of me if it comes ashore at all. So just a beautiful day at the beach, already catching fish. Hopefully we can get something on the big rods today. Just caught a pompano on sand fleas down here at Melbourne Beach. We'll measure this guy out in a minute, get a measurement on him, but it looks to be about 13 to 14 inches at the fork. Good sized pompano. We're going to bag this guy up. Told you I'd measure this guy out. He's about just over 13 inches at the fork. So that's a good sized pompano. Caught down here at Melbourne Beach on sand fleas with a bead on there. Down here on December the 3rd at Melbourne Beach on a gloomy day. Just a little bit of rain fell on me today, but not much. But it's a little, the wind has increased since daylight. It's only going to get worse as the day goes on. But we've been catching whiting and pompano. We're getting strikes on the big rods with big cut bait, but I think it's small sharks or bluefish chewing the baits off. But catching most of the whiting and pompano on a combination of sand fleas and fresh dead shrimp. I'll give you a look here. This is what the water looks like. It's about 9 o'clock. Not bad, a little ripply here and there. No real serious currents, but 3-ounce Sputniks are holding the bait easily. Just got my first bluefish. These bluefish have been chewing up my baits, especially my big baits, all day. And I finally landed one. This one's probably about 15, 16 inches. We may do a measurement on this guy. But the bite just started as the water got rougher. What a surprise, right? There's that bluefish, just caught it, and looks like he's about 15.5 inches at the fork. So that's definitely a keeper. We'll get this guy washed off and bag him up. It's Space Coast down here at Melbourne Beach at Holland Park, across from the fire station on December the 3rd. And this is the fishing report. It's been a pretty good day today. Started early, right off the bat, started catching whiting on sand fleas, little sand fleas, like 2 or 3 on the hook, and maybe tipped with a piece of fresh dead shrimp. They seem to really like that. And then as the morning progressed, we started catching pompano, and that was on just not blanched sand fleas, fresh sand fleas, and there's plenty of them down here at Melbourne Beach. So if you got a sand flea rake, bring it down, you can get plenty of bait. And then as it got about 9:15, then the bluefish started biting. So then I started catching a string of bluefish, and I've got video on the whiting, the pompano, and the bluefish. But the bluefish were hitting on finger mullet. I'd cut them in half, put it on the hook, just throw it out there, and they're grabbing it. The big rods didn't get any strikes today, except for the bluefish chewing on the baits. So no strikes on the big rods today. But overall, not a bad day. Whiting and pompano and bluefish, not bad, considering the last couple of weeks been a little slow. Looks like the fishing is going to be the best around noon today, but I got to get off the beach by then. So if you want to get out and catch some fish with your family, looks like this weather is going to hold for a couple days, so 2 to 3 foot seas, and the water clarity is pretty good. So come out and do some fishing as December the 3rd for a fishing forecast and conditions for the next few days down here at the Space Coast. The water looks pretty good. Down towards Melbourne Beach, there's quite a few sand fleas. The farther you go north towards Satellite and up to Cocoa, not as many sand fleas, but they still have a few fleas up there. They've been catching a few mackerel, which is interesting. I caught whiting, pompano, and bluefish today down here in Melbourne. So quite a bit. No big fish. I didn't see any activity, no big action in the surf, nothing just chasing baits, but pretty consistent fishing. There's no seagrass, or if there is, it's so small you can't notice it. And it looks like for the next few days at least, the water might get a little higher, a little rougher, like 2 to 3 foot seas, and then we'll see how the next front comes in, coming towards the weekend. But for the next few days, it should be decent fishing. So get out there with sand fleas, fresh dead shrimp, fish bites, and if you want to catch bluefish, just get you some cut mullet or finger mullet and cut them in half, put them on a hook and sling them out there, and you can probably get on some bluefish. As always, everybody, be safe, tight lines. Hey everybody, it's Space Coast. I got a new flag added onto my fishing pole flagpole here. So I got stars and stripes, my boat flag, and then I have a big flag that says Space Coast Surf Fishing. Find me at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and at Tight Lines at the bottom. If you like the channel, please subscribe and like all the videos. It helps the channel a lot. Tight Lines.